freshman, a legend in the plans. Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans. Not many whose head can understand everything pro wrestling. It can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes.
We want to start off the video by saying rest in peace to Joe Laurinaitis, better known as Road Warrior Animal from the Road Warriors and the Legion of Doom. Big loss to the wrestling community today. I don't know. I saw a really good post today. I don't remember if it was on Twitter or Facebook, but it was talking about how wrestlers are heroes without capes. They're like superheroes that come to life. And the Road Warriors were definitely one of those teams. Arguably one of the best tag teams ever to do it. One of the most believable tag teams. Great memories. I got Derek joining me on the review. Derek, what did you think of the Road Warriors?
Definitely one of the greatest tag teams ever. You know what? I didn't grow up watching them, but I seen highlights from them. And, you know, they were that team. You know, they were on point. You can't take anything from them.
Yeah, some of the things I remember the most about them are just like their promos. I know it was the classic like 80s wrestlers yelling at each other and stuff, but when you would hear them just scream, like it would usually be Animal screaming, and then you would hear Hawk in the well, and they would kind of just get into it, and they would always have like Paul Ellering, who managed the Authors of Pain later on in NXT. You guys may be familiar with him. He managed the Road Warriors, and they were just a phenomenal tag team. Just one of the best that you could ever see lace up the boots. So nothing but respect to the Road Warriors. And I do want to bring up one of the most beautiful things of all of this, which is Road Warrior Animal and Hawk coming back to Raw in 2003. I think I was watching that show with you and two other buddies of ours, and I definitely remember them just coming out, getting that Road Warrior pop, which was tremendous against Rob Van Dam and Kane for the tag team titles. Yeah. It was something that was really beautiful, and I see Hubbard Wrestling Weekly just put RIP Animal in the chat. What's going on, Sean? Thank you for coming in here. Jocelyn's in the house. Ace is in the house. Rob, I appreciate you guys. Let's see here. Steve-O of TSC is here. It was an honor being on No DQ Predictions yesterday. Rest in peace, Animal. Appreciate you coming through too, sweet. Just one of those things, man. Road Warrior Animal, like I said, one of the best to do it. Rest in peace. We're going to start with the intro, and then we'll get into this AEW Dynamite review. So we're just going to pause for a second to show a moment of respect for Road Warrior Animal, and then we'll get into the review.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
We're live. We are back. We are here to discuss AEW Dynamite. It's September 23rd, 2020, man. Things are moving along here. I think we have not missed a single episode of Dynamite, unless you count last night's show, which we could really go over. It was a one-match show, in my opinion. I mean, you had that match with Anna Jay and Brandy Rhodes. Anna Jay got the much-deserved win. I never got a chance to see it because it started at 12:38, and I was already tired from watching that Western Conference finals game. really rough. And Shawn Spears got the win over the former Evan-born Matt Sydal. So, yeah, definitely a cool show. I felt like it was their test run for their second show.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you really, in my opinion, I don't think you can count that as, like, the normal show. It's not a regular show. It was on at an awkward time.
Yeah.
So I want to say that's probably more of like a special edition.
We had to cover it for the best man, Jesus De Leon, because he definitely called us out last week in the chat. So there's your coverage, Jesus. You got what you needed for this. Let us see what is going on here, man. We got a bunch of people. Malik Murray is also in the chat. Had to give him a shout out real quick. Doug is in the house. What is good, Doug? Throwing up the hands. I assume that's for a high five. No? Yes. Remember when Road Warrior Animal he was bringing up was on Raw 1000. That was another excellent episode. What is going on? Jesus and Chris DeZuba also in the house, man. If you guys are in that live chat, do me a favor, boys. Go in there and definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Just like so. Boop. Hit it. And then if you guys want to be notified of our videos, what the hell? Ring the bell. It works out perfectly for you. And if you guys are in the live chat, hit the like button. It helps more people see the video. It's tremendous. It gets us in that YouTube algorithm, and it gets more people in here to discuss pro wrestling with you guys. Simple formula, in my opinion.
Very simple.
We've got a lot to talk about here with Dynamite, in my opinion. So I say we waste no more time, Derek, and let's get into the first match. It's your boy, your favorite, Kip Sabian. What's wrong with Kip Sabian, bro?
The dad of wrestlers.
I don't know why he always calls Kip Sabian. When he says that, I think of Phil from Modern Family. So,
dude, if you just look at him, man, he looks like he should be somebody's dad right now.
Let it rock, bro. Let it rock. You be proud if that was your dad, for sure.
Not that dude,
right? Now he was teaming up with someone making their AEW debut tonight, Miro, the former Rusev. They got Penelope Ford in the corner. Miro, the best man. He is ready. I really like that name for Miro.
Yeah.
The best man name just works for him. Connor in the house. What's going on, Connor? I see you, bro.
What's up, Connor?
Yeah. And Sean, thank you for the love, brother. I see you showing some love in the chat. They're taking on the team of Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. Now, Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford, and Joey Janela, I feel like this love triangle can never, escape itself. Joey Janela used to date Penelope Ford, and now she is with Kip Sabian. It's a mess, all right? And this is, real stuff that I usually don't bring up, but I just feel like these three always wind up interacting with each other some way, somehow.
Yeah, even if it's just random and it has nothing to do with anything. It just happens.
Hubbard Wrestling Weekly Sean says Kip Sabian is my hero for obvious reasons. Penelope Ford is especially gorgeous, and her moveset is legit. I can respect that
when she stops thinking about it.
Well, we haven't seen her in a while. The last couple times she performed, I thought she delivered.
It's always like we talked about yesterday or the other day. It always turns out to be the back handspring where she kind of messes up on.
I think she, like I said, I think she's improved. I can't wait to see what Penelope Ford does, but she's been kind of in this manager role. She wasn't even too effective in this match that we have for tonight.
Right, she didn't really do anything.
No. So looking at this, the first thing I have in my notes is Miro was a fan favorite. We're not breaking down the moves tonight, really. There's a lot of other things to discuss, I feel. Miro was a fan favorite. People wanted to see him. They really teased him getting in the ring. People cheered for him. I liked his new look. Every time I see Miro, he reminds me of Sagat from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shorts, the tight shorts, and then he was wearing the kick pads tonight.
Yep.
Just a different look for him.
I can see that. Guy got to get some knee pads though, Miro. Please.
He'll be all right till he scrapes that knee up. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want that to happen. That's brutal.
This was an okay match, I thought.
It was.
I think Sonny Kiss on the other side really impressed in this match.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss is definitely gaining the confidence that he should be having, and I think he just needed somebody to help him come out of that shell. And I think Joey Janela is probably the best bet that you got right now, without trying to be the veteran. Let me talk down to you, but like not talk down to you to get you stronger and confident in yourself.
And I believe they're both from Jersey, so they've kind of got like the background thing. They understand where they both come from. I'm not mad at it. I think this is a good tag team. They're going to be one of those teams that you got to put effort into, though, to get behind and really get into their story.
Right. Yeah.
But this was a good match, I thought. Solid from both guys. Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela, that is. Kip Sabian and Miro were over. They're doing this whole wedding angle. They're really making moves. The match ends with Miro getting that stomp to the back on Sonny Kiss and locking in that camel clutch. Break back, make humble. I won't say the other part. But shout out to Iron Sheik. But yeah, this was really good here. I thought it was perfectly fine. Miro showed intensity. You said you even thought his physique looked bigger.
Yeah, Miro definitely looks like he stacked up some muscle, especially in the lower half. The lower half looks a lot more muscular, a lot more defined.
Man, and if you guys are interested in making your lower half look defined, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Get up, D. Get up, D. You know what time it is. We even got a nice new video package for you. Not even video package. It's a photo, I should say, of Manscaped. Now, I'm not even going to show you the products. I have them sitting here, but you guys are going to take a closer look at them today. Now, if you guys go in and use our promo code EPW Show, listed right there for you in big red letters. For those listening on the podcast, you guys know the deal. EPW Show, you guys can get 20% off and free delivery from manscaped.com. Get yourself some boxers. You guys can get the foot deodorant, the ball toner, cologne, carrying bags. They have so many things. So get something that fits for you or a gift for someone else. Fellas and ladies both appreciate it. So make sure you guys protect your junk using our code EPW Show. And not only do we have that, guys, but we also have this wonderful, wonderful piece here from Powerslam.tv. They use the exact same promo code that we have. We have a wonderful deal set up with them. Powerslam.tv, promo code EPW Show. You guys will not want to miss out on this. You guys can watch independent wrestling 1 month for free on your boys. So make sure you guys check that out for me. Definitely. Take care of it. And big shout out to Josh Burton of Everything College Basketball. He had a long 2-hour episode today. Make sure you listen all the way to the end. Really funny. I'll have to tell Josh a funny story that my mother-in-law actually heard him say something when she came in towards the end of it. What are you doing, Josh? It was a Blue Chew ad that he tried to insert himself in there for. All right? So watch the propaganda, Josh. Hey. And also, big shout out to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. My boy, Jesse. Make sure you guys give him a listen sometime during the week if you guys are a big fan of podcasts. He is on Spotify, Apple, Anchor. Wherever you guys want to find him, just type in the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Let's get back into this. So after Miro gets the dub, Eddie Kingston comes walking out like somebody forgot to put fucking pickles on his sandwich or something. He was pissed. Like he was walking up like a mom at McDonald's like, you forgot to put my son's toy in the Happy Meal.
Right, yeah, he had a destination to get to and he was definitely getting there.
He was pissed. So yeah, I did not understand why he was so angry, but Eddie Kingston comes out and he just talks about, number one, there's going to be some praise here. Thank you for saying keep the hard cam on me, because if you guys watch Monday Night Raw, mini rant, Raw sucked this week. I don't want to hear your bullshit about it.
It definitely did.
Raw sucked.
It was horrible.
I love that he said keep it on the hard cam. It just reminded me that we weren't going to get 1,000 camera cuts during all of this. So after he says, keep the hard cam on me, he cuts this promo about Jon Moxley was one of his good friends until he sold out, until he went to the land of sports entertainment. He didn't really mention it, but he said he sold out. Eddie Kingston brought up that he never went there, so he was always an outlaw.
But you got to add the what do you say? The devil himself.
Yes. You calling Eddie Kingston Bubble Bass? No. Don't get me in trouble with Eddie Kingston, please don't. What I'm trying to say here is that Eddie Kingston was pissed.
Yes.
Just trying to convert that.
Very
all right.
pissed.
I would never call Eddie Kingston such names. So after Moxley comes out, because Moxley's not playing that, and they just get in each other's face, and referees come out to break it up. They gave it like that big match feel, like, yo, these are going to be two of the best wrestlers. And when I thought about it, this is really something great to see two guys from the independent scene from wherever you watch these guys, whether it was you saw Moxley in CZW, you saw Eddie Kingston in Chikara, Ring of Honor, wherever you saw these guys wrestle, it was really dope to see them face off like this.
Definitely. And honestly, this is really like my first time really actually seeing Eddie Kingston. I mean, I know I saw him when he debuted, but this was, my first go around with him, and I actually like him. I think he's good. I think he deserves a title run, not soon, but like somewhere down the line. Obviously, like TNT, I don't think if he had a title, heavyweight title run, I don't think it would last that long. TNT title, though, I definitely think he can run with that for a good amount of time. Yeah,
now that I think about it, though, he could pull like the shocking like world title win out. I wouldn't be mad if they gave him like a short run with it, maybe a month. Yeah. But whatever.
I just don't think
it's not time to do that yet with short runs. But I like Eddie Kingston. Like, I'm telling you, this was a good signing for AEW. The dude has really, like, he grinded for years. He earned this, man. Just like Moxley and anybody else in there, he earned this. And I respect it. And let us get into Evil Uno versus Adam Hangman Page. Kenny Omega on commentary. Derek, you were kind of feeling this match, I felt, tonight.
I was. This match was definitely high on my radar. Just from looking at it. I'm like, okay, so Hangman and Evil Uno. Evil Uno is definitely putting in some kind of work and some kind of like personality heel.
Tonight's all about the physiques. I'm going to say it. Evil Uno looks good, bro.
He does.
Evil Uno looks like he dropped a ton of weight since he first came in, and I got to give the man his props. I'm not hearing other podcasts do this enough. Show Evil Uno some respect, damn it.
Yeah, Evil Uno definitely shaped himself up, so you definitely got to give respect to that. Even Hangman. Hangman looks a little bit different.
Yo, I like Hangman's look. We haven't talked about the attire too much, but let me say this. Hangman looks better with the pants that look like chaps versus wearing the actual chaps.
Yes.
Number one, it saves on in-ring time, because in the entrance, we've all seen Shawn Michaels come out. You can get them chaps stuck in stuff, like, geez Louise, bro. You can't do it like that.
No.
But I will say, Hangman Page, he rocks the chaps, keeps it. I think it helps with his figure. Hangman Page is a big dude. Yeah. Like, this dude is stocky. His hits actually hurt. Like, I think a lot of people just see him and they're like, oh, he hangs out with the small guys. He's small. No, Hangman Page might be the biggest one out of all of them, depending on the day with him and Kenny.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He has been looking tremendous too, though, tonight. In this match, though, Kenny Omega's on commentary. Kenny Omega is still focused on being a singles wrestler. That is very key and very important for people to realize. When Kenny Omega is still visualizing himself away from Hangman Page, and Hangman Page has this belief that they're going to be a tag team still. And it's really evident when he hits this plancha on the outside of the ring. He launches himself over on the Evil Uno. The Dark Order kind of, spreads out a little bit on the stage, looking at it. And he looks up and he looks towards Kenny Omega for approval. Little minor thing that someone may have not noticed in the storytelling of this.
Right, yeah.
Derek, we haven't really gotten your thoughts on this yet. What do you, and I'm sorry, Sonny Bimbo, got to give you a shout out in the chat. I see you, Sonny, in the chat. What do you think of this whole Hangman Page and Kenny still being a nice guy, but he's kind of just like, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
I like it. It's definitely what I call, at the beginning of the end. But Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, they definitely have the dynamic to where Hangman, like you said, is looking for approval. So I don't want to say it like this because I'm just making a reference. Like Kenny Omega is dad, and then
oh, come on, son.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
I feel like I see what you're saying though. Like Paige is looking for Kenny to be like, yo, you're not so bad. Like he wants to accept him.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know, I think I like the dynamic that they got going on here. I would continue this for a good amount of time until, you know, like one of them is fed up with it. And you know, one turns on the other, and then now you got the heated rivalry right there. I would like to see something like that. Right now, keep it the way it is. Let it rock out for a while. Then start chipping away at it.
Right. Malik Murray, I see your question, brother. We'll get to that in 1 second. For the next match, we'll get into it. So after this, we saw a nice fall away slam into a running shooting star press for a near fall for Hangman Page. That led to Evil Uno looked like he was going to hit this really badass move, but Page got out of it.
Yeah.
They did the whole spot where Uno throws the leg to the ref. Neck breaker happened earlier in the match. During this, they were supposed to look like it was supposed to be reversed where he was supposed to catch Uno's leg this time. They messed up the spot, but Hangman Page recovered nicely. This is why this dude's going to be a main event player, because he didn't get nervous. He was like, we're cool. We're good. We got this. Hits him with a couple good forearms, and it leads to the buckshot lariat. And bro, he knocked the hell out of Uno with this one.
Yeah, he did.
And you would think that would be lariat of the night, but it was not. It was not lariat of the night. It was for a little bit here, but we'll get into that in a second. So he hits it. Uno goes down 1, 2, 3. He gets the win. And Kenny Omega has been quick to skedaddle after Hangman Page picks up these victories.
Right, yeah. It's funny because I want to say this will turn into a blood feud somewhere down the line where Kenny Omega and Hangman are just like, all right, you know what? We got to settle our differences. Let's do this now. Get it out the way. Boom. Hangman's not really going to want to go for it. So you keep it going until it's time to say, all right, you know what? I've had enough of you. Let's settle this in the ring. I win, you leave me alone. You win, you bother me as much as you want.
You could go that route. Let's see here in the chat. We've got Jesus De Leon said he likes this match. Uno and Page did really good in this one to him. And A said, who does the buckshot lariat clothesline better than Adam Hangman Page? Not a damn soul, sir. Not a damn soul, in my opinion. Let us see here. Just put a link for a link for the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook page. If you guys do want to join the group, please feel free. Show some love to come on in there.
Exactly.
Next, we get Derek's boy Tony Schiavone backstage trying to get a word with the Young Bucks. Now, the Young Bucks are backstage and they start talking about they super kicked Alex Marvez. They didn't care. They got fined for it. They super kick Derek's favorite ref. If you don't stop with this Mark Wahlberg stuff. They super kicked the referee last week, threw the money at Tony Khan while he was sitting in dusty position. And this week, Tony's wondering if he's going to get super kicked. The Young Bucks said no, they like him. Well, Matt said this at least.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and it seems like Tony Schiavone wants to ask about FTR, and he feels like FTR is eating away at the Bucks. Matt gets really pissed off when he brings it up to him. And he says, Tony, do you have your phone with you? And Tony Schiavone said, yeah. He's like, but we're on live TV. He said, give me your phone. It's okay. And he smashes up the phone against the wall and breaks Tony Schiavone's phone and hands it back to Tony. And he was just like, oh, what the hell? And then he's trying to put money into his top vest pocket. And he said, oh, those aren't real pockets.
Right.
So he gives Tony Schiavone the money and throws it in the air. And Tony Schiavone was going to have to pick that money up. I hope you did, Tony. You better pick that damn money up. Because
if not, we know somebody else that had to pick it up.
Right? They like him. He's the effing boss. You're talking about Tony Khan, excuse me. Yeah, they had to. But I think he meant Tony Schiavone is who we're speaking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they broke Tony Schiavone's phone. The Young Bucks still have this heel edge to them. I feel like this is really leading to this big match with FTR. It's got to be, right?
Has to. That feud isn't done. Even though it's like a low key kind of feud.
Did you watch this week? They brought up the old text message that it said, I can't remember. They both wrote like one day the Young Bucks versus the Revival will happen and everyone will rejoice. Like there's screenshots of this and people were showing it all over Twitter.
Yeah,
interesting.
No, I didn't see it. But that would be very nice to see. Very nice to see.
I'm telling you, I think that match is gonna sell Full Gear.
Oh yeah.
You know, you may have your doubts after All Out of ordering it, but I think that tag match alone should steal the show.
Should definitely steal the show because that was a good setup.
Now, let's get into the TNT Championship with Mr. Brodie Lee and Orange Cassidy. But first, we're going to go to Malik Murray's question. He said, do you think MJF needs the TNT Championship before the AEW Championship? I'm going to let you answer that one, Derek. I'm going to take the second half of his question.
Right now, I would say... I would do. That's a tough one. I'm not sure. I think I would take the second half of this.
What, the question? No.
I mean, like, not the question. I think like when I say like second half, I'm thinking of like the TNT title. That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. Ooh.
So what do you think MJF, is he ready for world title or do you think he needs to be elevated by the TNT championship first?
I think he needs to be elevated by the TNT championship just for the simple fact that he wants to prove like, all right, I can win this belt, I can win that belt, I can win the tag belts, I can be the complete wrestler of all time of AEW to win all belts.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's a lot going on with Maxwell Jacob Freeman to uncover, and the second part of his question had to deal with AEW. Are they getting a second show like SmackDown? And the answer is yes. A second show is coming. They signed this right before the pandemic happened, so a second show is coming. I think it's going to be an hour long. Last night's show seemed like a test run, in my opinion, for it.
It's possible.
Just the way I'm seeing things, but. Derek, let's get into this TNT Championship match here with Mr. Brodie Lee versus Orange Cassidy. We got a lot of comedy to start off with here in this match. Orange putting the hands in the pockets, the little shuffle kicks. He did his usual shtick. He put the glasses on Anna Jay. He dropped his t-shirt on John Silver.
Yeah.
John Silver. Foolish. Watch BTE if you ever want to know why we laugh at John Silver. Silly dude, but love him. Man. Great in the ring. Comedy to start the match, though. I mean, how'd you feel about that? It was weird to see like the two kind of mix. Like on BTE, Dark Order's funny, but they're pretty serious for the most part on Dynamite, I feel.
Yeah. I would say. I don't know, man.
I think it worked for the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a nice like kind of clash of styles. As far as Brodie in the beginning, he really just got the advantage on Orange using his power moves against him. They really showed, number one, Brodie Lee looks like a giant compared to him.
Oh yeah.
He went for a DDT. He got beat down for this. Orange takes a hell of a beating throughout the match.
Right.
Tries to get some offense, but anytime he does, Brodie Lee cuts him off. And eventually, the match gets to the point of Orange Cassidy getting thrown off the ropes. Beautiful boss man slam hit on him. Orange can't stand eventually. He can't stand up. And Brodie wants to go for his finish, and he can't because he keeps falling down. He's like, stand up. Fall down.
Stand up.
And then the moment he lets down his guard, roll up for a near fall. They really do some great things. He baited him into that, and it leads to some big penalty kicks from him. He finally hits some DDTs on him, and eventually he hits an air raid crash on the big man. I respect the muscle, man.
I do.
I'm rocking the orange tonight too, so I get it.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that they didn't make it so that Orange Cassidy could hit that with ease. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is a heavy guy. He is getting beat up. He could pull this off, but it's not gonna be a spectacular one. Let's play it safe right now because he's tired.
Well, he went to the well one too many times. There was a lot of interference. Orange punches hit on people on the outside. He took out half the Dark Order for this. Yeah. And there were a lot of people ringside for this match too.
Oh boy.
He goes for a power bomb, or excuse me, now I just ruined it. He goes up for a Hurricanrana. Brodie Lee powerbombed this man like he was reincarnated acolyte JBL. And then he picks him up and hits the meanest lariat ever.
Knocked him out of his boots.
Down for the count he goes. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Brodie Lee retains the TNT Championship. Derek said something that was very interesting to me in this. Brodie Lee feels like he's been champion way longer than 30 days.
Yes.
What was it, 34, 31?
It was, I believe it was 32 days that they showed him having the belt for 32 days. I was like, I felt like he just won it. It didn't seem like it was 32 days already. Like that was shocking. Not to dispute it because he has the title, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. But just, when you think about it, they haven't really said anything up until this point. So now you see a graphic that says, you know, been a championship or been a champion for 33 or 32 days. Like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, dude, I feel like it's been like 2-3 months he's had it, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just how the Dynamites have been. Rob asked, is MJF ever going to defend the Diamond Dozen ring? I said never. He's a heel. He ain't defending that.
No.
Sonny Bimble said that would be interesting. B-Boy Skyline, what's good, Jordan? Thank you for joining us in the chat, brother.
What up?
And I'm with Jesus. He said, I like that Brodie retained the title. I did too.
Yeah.
So during the celebration of the Dark Order, not the Derek Order, by the way, t-shirt design is in. We're just waiting on Rob and Derek to do the final touches on it, and it will be up, I promise. So all of you Derek Order fans, you better buy this shirt. I better see at least like 3 to 5 sold the first day. Instantly. Derek did design it for you guys, by the way.
Yep.
So this is just coming off so beautifully. The lights go out, ECW style. And what? Why?
This dude, like, okay, so y'all know that I pop when the best friends do the little camera, stunt with, zooming out. This man, I don't even remember the last time I heard this man pop the way that he did.
Chill out, bro.
At the moment when it was time.
Professionalism at its finest. The lights go out and Cody's theme hits. And it was really dope because Cody actually didn't enter from like where the stage rises up. Cody came from the back. And he had a really cool tweet he had sent out or the text message to his fans. Yep. I'm just on it for obviously not bias reasons, but for a podcaster, a wrestling opinionist as myself, I had to make sure that, I'm following this text stream.
Right.
And it showed his Google Maps of him showing how far it took from his house to get to the arena. The man Cody came out, you hear his theme, and Cody shows up, and he had the black hair.
Oh my God. You know what? I popped for that because that was dope. It shows that he's going over. So you had Luke Skywalker at one point.
Okay.
Then now you have Darth Vader at the next point.
Oh, so that's what you think the black hair is leading to?
That's what I think.
Okay.
Black hair, black suit.
Connor sent me a private message saying he was happy to see ROH Cody back, maybe. Who knows what we're getting with this, but Cody had black hair and Cody was intense. Number one, I don't know where Brodie Lee ran. He ran away like a little bitch. And Cody came in and he made all of them his puppy dog bitch. He beat up 5, 7, 11, 12, 8, whoever was in there. He started whooping ass. And Cody came out, number one. He had the burgundy socks with the Michael Jackson glittery shoes and locked in a figure 4 leg lock thing of beauty. And I thought his figure 4 looked intense.
It was very intense. It applied a ton of pressure. Yeah, I like this new Cody. Not to say I didn't like Cody before. I definitely liked Cody before. But this one, this is like my Bray Wyatt of AEW right now.
Wow, I'm impressed. You're finally putting some respect on the name. Now, if you just start listening to the theme a little bit more, you'll get into this.
I like the theme.
You just don't have it. You got a couple over it though, and we can't have that. So let's see here. We got Jesus yelled at me. Put some respect on the Derek order, Conrad. Jesus, you better be getting one of them shirts too. Then Sonny Bimbo is chanting for Cody as well. Cody looks weird again with black hair now. I'm used to it though. I mean, that's how we were originally introduced to him.
Yeah.
Sonny Bimbo says my wife loves the black hair. Shout out to Sonny Bimbo's wife for this. Malik Murray is bringing up a question. Malik, save that question for me when we get to the main event, good sir. Rob said his neck tat actually looks decent now. Disrespectful, sir.
I mean,
it stood out more though with the outfit he wore.
It definitely did.
I don't know what was up with the chain. Hashtag wrestling fashion. Shout out to JPQ and Queen.
I wonder if he had a monocle in there.
Yo, chill.
Just saying.
That's the Butcher's gimmick, bro.
I'm just saying.
I'm just letting you know.
Well, the Butcher's gimmick and
Penguin.
Well, yeah, Penguin, but also American Dad, where Steven, Stan Smith were trying to figure out the mystery of.
Don't get Jocelyn started about American Dad.
I'm just saying, like the mystery of the peanut butter man. Not the peanut butter man, but George Washington Carver. You know, trying to figure out if he actually was.
I'm done with him right now.
I'm just saying.
Ace said Cody is back with vengeance on his mind. I agree with Ace. I agree.
I say no talking whatsoever.
No, I think you got to. I think Cody's so good at talking that you have to, bro.
Not yet, bro. Not yet. He's been going for 5 weeks. Go on a tear. Start beating people up.
Oh, so less talk and more action?
Let's talk.
Well, let's talk about what happened after. Gotta love the peanut butter, man. What's up, Beans? Beans comes in talking about peanut butter.
See? Beans know what I'm talking about, man.
What's up, Beans? Mr. Brodie Lee cuts a promo on Cody here. And during all of this, he says, Silver, come here. And he said, hand me that. And I thought he was talking about his TNT championship. Number one, for the record, the best part about this was you didn't even see Silver on the screen because he's so damn short. He just mushed his little head. Like, it looked like somebody's son had walked by, like, during their YouTube video. And he just said, get out of here. Move along.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, dude. He just knocked this dude out of the way. He then gets a dog collar from him. I assume it was a dog collar.
We're gonna go with that. Well, I mean, it could be the collar that
it could be on the wrist too for a strap match. But there was a chain, bro.
Or you can say it could have been Princess Leia being held with by what's her name?
What's up with you in Star Wars?
I'm just saying, bro. Remember when Princess Leia had the little choker chain with
Yo, what's up with you in Star Wars, bro? You think about PS5 a little too much? What's up?
Might be, man. Might be.
You pre-order that?
Not yet.
All right. Don't tell people if you do. You get jumped in these streets. People are out here looking for those.
I pre-ordered the Xbox.
Dirty. Rob, get him. Dog collar match. I think this could be dope. This has that. Cody loves these old school matches. Number one, there's gonna be blood.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be blood. This is gonna get funky like a monkey. Gonna be a Mac and Dream style. This is gonna be one of the best dog collar matches I've ever seen personally.
Yes.
Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Roddy Piper. One for you guys to go back and watch if you have the WWE Network. $9.99. See, no. This is a good match because you can go back and do your history on this.
No, I'm not talking about the match. I'm just talking about WWE.
This is an excellent match. One of the matches I think that busted Roddy Piper's eardrum. So this match can be very dangerous. So I'm interested to see what they do with this. I'm gonna leave it at that because Derek brought up a good point, and I really like what he said though. No talking from Cody. That would be weird though. One of your best assets, but don't use it right away.
Yeah. Just because he's so intense now. Like I feel like the black attire is intense, and he has to get his message across. And this is when this was on the cusp of happening when he had Iron Anderson with him, and he was starting to go down that road of doing some dirty moves, and now he's like fully embraced the dark side.
And I think maybe too that was Cody just getting too arrogant and cocky for himself.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Cody is going the Pentagon Dark route. Rob said could be. Pentagon Dark was something else. If you guys watch Lucha Underground, lots of Lucha Underground references. You better be tuning into that too. He had to take a definitive loss and be broken down to rise up. I agree, Rob. Rob knows Wrestling 101, baby. Tear him down to build him back up. I like it.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, we get another promo after this. Matt Hardy and Private Party are out. They're talking about last week. Matt Hardy was attacked by an assailant. We find out it was a masked assailant, but we didn't see who. And Matt Hardy got taken out from it, and he believes that it was Chris Jericho or Jake Hager. And he is going with Jericho. He calls Jericho out, and he calls him, excuse the language for the kids, an asshole. And he immediately hits Jericho's music right after. Jericho's on his way out to defend himself. Jericho loves when the fans sing his theme. Oh. And it feels good to hear them sing it.
You saw it in his face, man. He's just looking around looking like a kid in the freaking candy store. Like,
they're singing my theme.
They're singing it.
I love it. I love it.
They drunk the juice.
The demo god juice.
Yep.
Jericho. I so wanted to make a pandemic joke, but I won't right now. Jericho is out there, and he kind of just says, hey, Matt, happy birthday. Nobody gives a shit. Right. Jericho disrespects the man's birthday. You better hope Rebby don't come after your ass talking like that.
Right.
And Jericho finally brings back Derek's boy,
the Spanish God,
Sammy Guevara. He comes out, hair,
cut it. Sick of that.
It's what makes him a heel, bro.
Nah.
He comes out hugging Jericho. He's happy.
The hair reminds you. Remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Remember the baby smoking the stogie?
Yeah, that was a man.
Still though.
That's what makes you think of
either that or Doc Brown.
That's the Miz.
That is the Miz. Yeah, so I can't take that. If y'all haven't seen that, check that out.
When the Miz had that bowl cut for a little bit. Oh my God,
that was horrible.
Yeah,
horrible. But if you dress the Miz up just like that, spot on. Hey, stunt double.
So they get back and forth talking all this trash to each other, and Matt Hardy finally, he's sticking up for himself. He says, Jericho, if you want a match, we can have one at any time. And Mark Quinn is the voice of reason. Last week, Mark Quinn got the last shot on Jericho, and they had to retreat after he got that shot on him. And he talked about, hey, didn't I kick you in the head last week? Yeah, that was from behind. And Mark Quinn looks like he's getting ready to challenge Jericho when Isaiah Cassidy, the man who was hit in the back last week by Jake Hager with the baseball bat, good old Floyd, issues the challenge to Jericho, saying he's going to make him his lay bitch, the usual stuff. And Jericho looked pretty mad, but he said, do you accept my challenge for next week? More on that later. Next, we have Tully and FTR in the ring with Tony Schiavone. Derek, please, what did you think of Tully Blanchard's attire tonight? Hashtag wrestling fashion with Derek. Derek had a lot to say about what people were wearing.
Listen, two things. Tully was looking fresh, but my man Tully was looking like a 1950s bowler.
Disrespect.
1950s bowler. If you haven't seen that, go look at that. That's some funny stuff. Or he was looking like an old school T-Bird from Greece. Grease lightning.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're the one that I want.
I'm mad you actually knew the words because I never know what they say at that part.
I was watching it like last week.
Okay.
So.
Why?
I was bored, man.
Tully Blanchard and FTR talk to Tony Schiavone, and they start talking about having their matches be 20-minute time limits. A brush with greatness is what they were calling it. Kind of a jerk move, in my opinion. Whatever.
I respect it, though.
They also said that they are allowed to pick their opponents. I don't know what contracts Tony Khan drew up for these dudes, but you guys in wrestling need to try to get these. Because FTR are calling the shots.
Yeah, exactly.
We find out next week that they're facing what was that team? Southern California. SCU. They disrespected them just like that. SCU will be facing off with them next week, and I believe it's the former tag team champion versions of SCU, Scorpio Sky and Kazarian. So it looks like Scorpio Sky is coming back to the tag ranks for a week to go up against FTR. Very interesting. And they started talking about the contenders, and they said, you know, the number one contenders are the best friends, and they got on the Young Bucks a little bit, and they were just like, well, we're calling the shots, and then the best friends music hits. And they come out and they say, we want to have you guys face us in this 20 minutes brush of greatness. And FTR says, let's do this. They take off the jackets, looking like inspired by Bobby Heenan. And by the way, the logos on the jackets, super dope.
Nice. Yeah,
super dope.
Those were nice.
So the jackets are getting ready to come off. They're about to fight. And then the ref's going to ring the bell. And he goes, here we go. And they grab his arm to stop him. They're like, no. Not tonight, boys. Not tonight. We don't want to wrestle you guys. You had a hard match last week. Rest up. And top guys out. And then they just jump down with their tag belts. And shout out to Austin Gunn, who almost stole Dax's belt. Someone's going to pop him one of these weeks. Gotta have it happen. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting way to do it. And best friends get on the microphone. They said, well, at least Santana and Ortiz, what is it? Listen, at the end of the day, Chuck called them weenies.
Reminded me of SpongeBob when he in the Weenie Hut Jr.
He said
weenie.
He called them weenies for running away. You know, they just said that at least Santana and Ortiz had the balls to face us.
Yeah, Chucky T is the SpongeBob of AEW right
I remember for so long he wanted to say shit. Remember that? He just was like, can I say it? Can I say it? And then they would never let him say it. Terrible. But interesting. So they did the old bait and switch, but this was okay because I was expecting it from this. They're the number one contenders. I feel like we're going to get a big match eventually with SCU, or not SCU, excuse me, Best Friends and FTR.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Without
so
a doubt.
It'll be on the wait here. Let's see what people are saying here. Rob said Private Party drew this one on too long, in my opinion. Yeah, it did go a little. It was close. It was just getting over, like, okay, let's get to the point of this.
I think they were taking way too many pauses. Like,
right, and I felt like they weren't used to getting the mic on live TV. This is like the first time Matt's like, okay, they're gonna, like, they were speaking.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of runaround for them to do what they were gonna do. But I thought they did well on the microphone though. A said classic FTR tonight. I hear you on that. Rob said Grease is a classic.
It is.
Listen, I'm not mad. I was just asking why Derek was watching it. Derek usually has reasons for these things.
I was moving the house around, so I needed some filler noise, and Grease just happened to be there.
The movie, right? Not the soundtrack.
The movie.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I didn't have time to look for the soundtrack.
This black guy _ what's up, Steve? What's going on, Steve? Good to have you in here. Let's start a SmackDown versus Raw No Mercy EPW double elimination tournament. Say the word, Steve. We can make it happen on the wrestling video games. I'm waiting for some new ones to get it popping. So, next we have a tag team match. It's with Ivelisse and Diamante taking on the champs, the team of the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida and the NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. Thank you, because I can't roll the R's.
Got you covered, brother.
This was a solid tag team match here.
It was.
I felt like it didn't really hold the interest, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was.
I think in the beginning there was too much chaos. It's like when Thunder Rosa and Shida got in the ring, they're holding up the titles. Then they got attacked from behind. The ref rang the bell, but it was just kind of like, well, there was too much chaos for you to ring the bell, so you shouldn't have rang the bell at that time. You should have got order in place and then rung the bell.
Yeah, you could have done several different things. No Lara said I laughed hard when Orange Cassidy put his sunglasses on Anna Jay. That was great.
That was great.
Yeah, this was just a tag match that was solid. I didn't feel like it was bad. I just felt like I wasn't focused in on it. Like, out of all the matches tonight, I don't know why, I just wasn't super focused on this one. And I'm wondering too with this, Shida and Thunder Rosa get the win here. That, to me, that wasn't what the important part was. It's kind of like, Will, where do we go from here with these two ladies?
Right.
Like, is this leading to a big match? Is this leading to an NWA Women's Championship match? I think we need more of the story told with this, and I get it. There's not a lot of women in AEW right now due to COVID. They've got international superstars all over the world.
Right.
Understandable. But where are we going with this storyline, and what happens next? What's next for Ivelisse and Diamante? Are they going to be signed eventually? Like, we saw some issues rumored of Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse last week. I don't know what was going on with that. I'm not here for the pity patter, and maybe that ruined it for me because I saw it on Twitter after the fact. I guess it was from the Fight TV feed during the break. There was something weird that happened with them in the match. I don't care. Solid tag match. I want stories with the women. I know it can't be like that every single week, but I just want to see some progression with this.
I agree.
Leave it at that. Let's see here. Rob says Diamante couldn't keep up, in my opinion, so they had to bring it down to her level, unfortunately. I don't know about that. I thought Diamante did fine in it, right?
I could see what he's talking about a little bit.
I'll have to get into specifics with Rob on that one here. Let me see. Steve is back. He says, son, I'm down. You know this. Let's, for real, anyone in this, let's do it. Okay. All right. And I see who you want to pick. That's fine, too. Doesn't matter to me. You let me know the year, and that'll decide my character. Where's that 6-man tag match? I roll.
In the garbage.
Yeah, it had to go away. There was somebody tested positive for COVID, I believe, or someone had COVID in their household. So Lance Archer could not make Dynamite. So that 6-man tag did disappear, unfortunately. Let's see here. I was watching to see if Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse would work together in the tag match. So far, I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was solid. When I say this, I'm comparing it to the rest of the matches on the card, that it didn't hold my interest as much as the other ones. And like I said, that could just be I want the story to progress, but it's not time for it to progress yet.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't see any issues in the match either with them all working together. I didn't see anything wrong. Jesus said, I like this women's match. Diamante seemed off since she started wrestling in AEW. Get her to wrestle more on Dark is what Jesus says. She was. Maybe they have her and Ivelisse just go on a tear on Dark for a little bit.
It's possible. I would like to see it.
Now we go backstage. Jericho with Dasha. Jericho accepts the challenge of Isaiah Cassidy, but who walks into the fold but everyone's favorite prick, MJF. He shows up, and him and Jericho exchange pleasantries once again. And then they said, well, why'd you do what you did last week? And they said at the same time, you called me a loser.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And MJF's the first one to back out. I didn't call you a loser. I called my limo driver a loser. Why did they have to park so close? There could have been a head-on collision the way those guys were driving.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jericho then says he didn't call MJF a loser. He called your boy, Tony Schiavone, a loser. And MJF agrees. He is a loser. And it seems like they make up and they exchange pleasantries. You know, you're not such a bad guy, Max. You're not such a bad guy, Chris. I don't know what this little kiss-up shit is. All I know is I feel like it's leading to a match with Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus MJF and your boy Wardlow.
I think it's happening.
Me
I
too.
think that's happening.
I can see this being a tag match. I don't know how this implodes, but I think it's gonna happen. Maybe Full Gear, maybe.
Possibly. Well, what's the next pay per view?
Full Gear.
Oh, okay.
But that's not until November, so we got a little ways to go. But maybe on the big anniversary Dynamite show, maybe this is a match they save for later. I don't know, but I feel like we're getting a match between those two teams. Just speculation. Let's run down next week's card for everybody here. When will we get the MJF Jericho match? I think it's coming eventually. And Steve said his challenge is on SVR07. That works for me, bro. That works. One of the last great PS2 games.
Yes.
I show respect. Next week for matchups. So we've got Chris Jericho versus Isaiah Cassidy next week. Britt Baker.
The Baker. Oh, I'm sorry. The dentist.
DDS. Drilling Grills. No, she's DMD. Excuse me. She would be pissed if I said that. Britt Baker is back in action next week. We have FTR versus SCU. I'm struggling to say the three initial names here. We also have Starks versus Darby. Absolute Ricky Starks. Darby Allin. This should be a really good matchup. Moxley is going to be back next week. The question is, will he be champion? Will he not? And a lot of us were wondering, how come the October 7th show is not the Dynamite anniversary show? Because October 7th is going to be 30 years of Jericho. Ooh. Drink it in, man. Drink it in.
Yeah, that's a long sit through. That's a long time.
It is.
It's a long time.
Damn, we're old.
Yeah.
So, AEW Championship match. Jon Moxley,
Ooh.
Eddie Kingston. These guys just get right into the ring. It's time. Chop Fest to start.
Oh, my God. Ooh.
Who was crushing the chops more? It was getting nippy out there.
It was. Say Eddie Kingston.
Really? He dude. There were some good chops back and forth. I say
Eddie Kingston, bro, because he was whipping. Like I mean, the man went outside, got a switch that the joints that whip through the air. Yo, that kind of joint.
Chill out with that southern stuff now.
Just saying.
Can't be having them southern beats going down. Yeah, dude, he definitely gave him some bad chops in this, and then it kind of turned into a brawl. Like, this was not technically sound. There were a lot of suplexes in this, like side suplexes we saw. We even saw Moxley hit some release German suplexes on Eddie Kingston. Mm-hmm. Really good. They were fighting throughout this, but Moxley eventually gets the win. Once he gets Eddie Kingston down on the ground, he locks in like a choke kind of on him. He just wrenches back and chokes Kingston out. The ref stops the match. He never tapped out officially. The ref stops the match because he put him to sleep. He went down.
Basically, no contest, honestly. I mean, it was a contest, but no contest towards the end. It's just
right.
Whatever.
And Rob said this had Suzuki versus Moxley New Beginning vibes at first. It did, but I think they had to hold back, Rob, because I'll get into it in a second. Kingston loses the match, but afterwards, here comes Derek's boys. The Lucha Bros come out and deliver a mean-ass double super kick to Moxley. They take him down, and the first person who comes out to save the day, my boy, Will Hobbs. Will Hobbs delivered the meanest spine buster on your boy Phoenix, bro.
Yo, he got Phoenix up there high, woo. So I popped for that one. I love my spine busters. That was a dope spine buster. I wish he would have hit Pentagon with it, but I'll take it.
Listen, Phoenix flew, bro.
He did.
Will Hobbs is out there to try to make the save. He's struggling. The number game gets to him eventually, and Kingston's back in trying to help. And then here comes your boy. Darby Allin comes out, skateboard in hand, ready to fight. He is swinging the skateboard, and he is here to save the day. But then, absolute Ricky Starks comes out wearing his tight-ass clothes, looking like he's ready to fight in his loafers. He looks like a church, like he just came from church choir practice, ready to go. Ricky Starks is out there, and he's busting ass too, though. And Taz comes behind him, and Tony Schiavone saying it's Taz is probably going to be on Botchamania soon, so watch yourself. Eventually, though,
It's Taz.
they come out and they leave the baby faces lane. They're outnumbered, man.
Right.
And imagine if the Butcher and Blade came out. It would have been over.
Yeah.
Dude, the beatdown on this was done. And the way they showed it at the end, Moxley was getting beat down by Kingston as he was holding him. And I love the fact, too, that Kingston, when he first got up from getting choked out, he was like, what happened?
Right.
What happened? Moxley choked you out, bro. I had to stop the match. And he's beating him down. So it looks like this feud may not be finished. So what Rob said about the Mox Suzuki New Beginning, they started like that. But I feel like this may not be done yet. This may be a placeholder feud until we get to whatever else is going to happen. Or maybe he's going to fill in for Archer if he can't be back in time.
I think that'll happen. He'll fill in for Archer just in case if he can't make it back in time. And I think that would be the better move to do instead of just randomly putting someone in there that has nothing to do with the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I say putting in that perspective, I think that's the way to go.
Agreed. Now we're looking at Malik Murray's question here. It said, I think that Darby should face Brodie at Full Gear and Cody turn heel there. Can we see Darby versus Cody at next year's All Out? I think he's booking really far in advance.
Yeah.
I think you got to kind of wait and see how things turn out with Cody right now.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to go that far in advance with it, and that's a long time. You got to have a lot of feuds in between that. We'll see, but I don't know if that's that's a long time, Malik. You could be right though. Maybe Darby is the one to beat Brodie for the championship. Interesting. So, live chat. You know what time it is. What did you think of AEW Dynamite tonight? Leave me a thumbs up if it was good. If you thought it was 5 cheeseburgers, put it in the chat. And if you didn't like it, thumbs down it tonight. What did you think of AEW Dynamite tonight? Derek, your thoughts on the overall show? You've been off for what, a couple weeks from watching this, right? With me? What have you thought so far?
I still think we've only had one, from my experience seeing it, we've had maybe 1 or 2 bad shows, but nothing to say, this is a solid thumbs down. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I feel like we really haven't had a bad show, so you can't even really count those 2.
Well, one of them was their 3rd or 5th show. Yeah. So cool
you
with me.
Can't even count that one, and then we're talking maybe a few months down the road. You had another one there was just like, all right, this was the one. This was the weakest one out of all of them. You know what I mean? So,
I think it was a solid show tonight, though. I say thumbs up for me. Ace just gave it one of these, so I think that means it's good for him. Interested to see what everyone else has to say about it, but I thought that it was a good effort tonight by AEW.
Oh yeah.
Refreshing to see after some of the other programming from this week. Jesus said it was an okay show, 6 out of 10 for him, but thumbs up.
See?
I like it. I can't be mad at that rating for it. Good solid action from top to bottom. Not really a match on the card that I can say was bad, doo-doo, end this now. I think I was invested in all of it. We got some storyline progression. And another thing I think that they found, remember in the beginning when they first started AEW, it was all wrestling.
Yeah.
And then they would have shows where it's talking. I think they're finding that nice mix of 5 to 6 matches, promo work, mix it up a little bit for both sides.
I agree.
Let's see here. Jesus says, does Eddie versus Moxley Archer triple threat? I think that'd be interesting. I think you got to make that a no DQ match or something, though.
Yeah, you have to. It's inevitable. That one has to be a no DQ match just because of the people that you have in the ring. You got to give someone the advantage, and no one really has the advantage there. You know what I mean? Until they do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good match, Jesus, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You could possibly add it. Bean says thumbs up for him. I respect it. Also, before we get ready to head on out of here, guys, if you are going to be around on Sunday and you're watching WWE Night of Champions, after the show goes off the air, we will have a review for that show as well. So make sure that you guys tune in this Sunday with us as well. If you're new to the channel and you like it, hit subscribe. hit the like button if you're watching this after the fact, and leave me a comment down below if you listen to this after. If you listen to it on the podcast, all the social medias are right there, man. Give me a follow on Twitter at EPW Show. Give me your Dynamite thoughts, man. I'm always willing to listen, always willing to talk. Send me a DM if you want. Doesn't matter to me. Yep. Show some love, man.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. We're trying to get this to grow, and we just need you guys' help to help that process go.
Let me see here. A said Conrad said he hates triple threat matches. Not true, good sir. Not true. I think that they have to be done properly. I prefer a good one-on-one match, but I think a triple threat built up properly, it has its points. It has its reasons for doing them.
Yeah, I mean, it's got that. I mean, just for the same reason, you know.
It's like seeing. You would prefer to see a one-on-one matchup in anything else.
Yes.
Because it gives you the build-up for it. It's a conflict between two people. When there's three people in it, it's like, well, nothing really happened to you, so why are you mad? You know?
Exactly. Like you just kind of like jumped in it at one point, and you just kind of had like your whole little mainstay there for like a little bit of time. So you feel like you have all rights to be in this match when you really technically don't.
Jesus says, quick question about the Dark Order. You think the Dark Order looks weak besides Anna Jay and Brodie Lee? No. I think you can add in Evil Uno and Stu Grayson as a strong part of the Dark Order. And I would even say Colt Cabana as a strong part. Everyone else is NWOB team, though. Hit the music with Stevie Ray.
Blackjack.
You know that was somebody's name in Retribution?
Yep.
Peace.
Trash.
So, guys, please feel free to join us on Sunday. We're going to be talking Night of Champions. Hopefully, Derek's not a hater that night, and he'll be in a good mood. I highly doubt it, though, because he is going to be a hater about Roman Reigns.
Speaking facts, bro.
You're not. So, make sure you join us this Sunday. You're going to probably get a nice, interesting show from WWE. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. However you're listening to Everything Pro Wrestling, for myself, for Derek, we're out. Peace.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand, This the podcast to show you who I am, Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans, Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans, Not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinions, the lesson. Yes.
What's going on, EPW Nation? It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner. And Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking systems. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.
What's going on, Everything Pro Wrestling listeners? It's your boy Jesse Carter over at the Pro Wrestling Shoot podcast, where we run special interviews with independent wrestlers, also former WWE and TNA stars. Pretty soon we're going to be having the Matt Sydal episode drop, so you need to come and check that out. And you can find us over on anchor.fm/the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Also, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts. The show also covers reviews from old and current events such as pay-per-views, AEW, WWE, whatever you're into nowadays, we will be covering reviews on that. We also have a little bit of music artists join us on the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Also dive into belt collecting and hobbies of all kind. So yeah, as soon as you are finished with everything pro wrestling, why don't you come on over and check it out and tell us what you think. You can follow our Facebook page at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. We are also on Twitter at Carter Inc. That is CARDER INC. Also Instagram at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. You can also find us on YouTube and Twitch. Coming soon, we will be doing live streams of the show on YouTube at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, and same with Twitch at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. All right, Conrad, back to you, and hope you all enjoy the rest of the episode from Everything Pro Wrestling.
Are you looking for the newest and hottest in the world of pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 6,000 hours of the best events from over 150 of your favorite promotions from 20 different countries around the globe. Brands like Progress Wrestling, Evolve Wrestling, Combat Zone, Defy, PCW Ultra, PWX, Over the Top, Shine, and hundreds of others with fresh content added every day for only $5.99 per month. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.